All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Mountain Man Monday. This is live stream episode number 41. Today is August the 24th, 2020. I want to welcome everyone who joins me here live tonight on the live stream, as well as those of you that may be watching later on the Mr. Mountain Man YouTube channel. You can always find all of these live streams from a Mountain Man Monday archived under the live stream playlist, under the video or playlist, tab on YouTube and the Mr. Mountain Man YouTube channel. Hope everyone's having a great start to your week. And I'm looking forward to having a great discussion, as always, getting started here on a Monday night. And I'll tell you what, I never had this much trouble getting my environment set up as I did tonight. I'm not talking about having any issues with the actual equipment itself, but more of I couldn't get the camera angle and the adjustment and focus and everything right. I don't know what was going on. So it was just a little bit of getting organized and getting everything ironed out so I could get everything set up. But hopefully I'm coming to you nice, loud, and clear on this Monday night. And we'll give it a few minutes to allow people to roll in here on this rainy, very rainy mountain day today. It is kind of a mess, but it's keeping things green and keeping us out of a drought. Got a few people rolling in here. We got Smoky Mountain Hiker. Hello and good evening. I hope you're having a great start to your week and doing well over there in East Tennessee. We've got Lily from at the way other corner up northeast saying hello to everyone. Hello to you as well. I hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday so far. We've got Marvin here. Hello, Mr. Mountain Man and friends, and hello to you as well. I always like to see all the folks that end up coming in here. And I want to take this minute again at the beginning of the live stream for anybody who may watch this later or has joined us in the background that is new to the channel. I want to welcome you to the Mr. Mountain Man community. I hope you enjoy, have fun, enjoy our conversations, and feel free to participate in the chat. Or if you just like to listen in the background, you can do that as well. We welcome everyone here. Everyone from everywhere is welcome, and we hope you have a great time. And that's what we always do. We always have a great time. So I've gone through and dotted my I's and crossed my T's and got everything ready for tonight. And hopefully I'm sounding good and looking good. And by looking good, I don't mean me. I mean the video. I hope the video is looking nice, because I go around with a fine-tooth comb and say, hey, turn off the internet, turn off the internet, turn off the internet. In fact, I'm going to turn off the internet on this as well. Hopefully I'm coming through nice and clear. We have Foxy Wolf here again this evening. I'm in hurricane band, but I am here. Happy Monday, Mr. Mountain Man. Yes. Well, here's the arm for you on this evening. I hope you're doing well. We've talked on the channel before. I used to live in Central Florida on the coast, been through a lot of hurricanes. As long as that eye doesn't, not the outside the eye, which is really the worst part of the hurricane, push against, it's usually not terrible, except for maybe some flooding, can be another really bad part about hurricanes and tropical storms. So I hope everything's going well with you, Foxy Wolf, and you're staying safe. Those things are not a lot of fun. It was probably my least favorite time of the year in Florida was August, September, and October. I have some neat video, I guess you could say, that I took years ago of the hurricanes coming through, because we had to put up all the shutters and do all that stuff. But certainly not anything I hope people have to do or go through. Yes, dodge those rain bands. Hey, we got my buddy Jason here tonight. Jason, how you doing? Jason bought the same microphone that I did. So Jason, how's it sound? Sound good? Coming in green, so it looks good. All right. Glad to have you here, man. Hope you're doing well and having a great start to your week. We got Traveling Hoosier here saying hello, everyone. Hello to you as well. And Blondie's Adventures, if she's around. Hi, Jason. No hurricanes in Minnesota. Right. Minnesota can get extremely hot in the summer, and it can get, well, they're known for their winters. I have been up there before, and it is brutal in the winter. You got to get weathered for it, pun intended. You just gotta get that hard, crusty skin, and because that weather, it's like -10, 20, 30. That's nuts. But it's like Florida for winter. It's like the other extreme. But it is a beautiful area of the country, Minnesota, especially in the summer. It's really, really nice. We got Living Like Larry. Larry, hi, Mr. Mountain Man, and hi to you as well. And I want to give you a shout out. Appreciate you watching some of my videos this week and leaving some comments. Thank you for the feedback, and I hope you enjoyed them. And as always, if folks that are new to the channel, if you go back in the archives, it's not super deep, but there are some fun videos that I have out there. So hopefully you did enjoy them. Let's see. Looking good and sounding good. Thank you so much for that report, Foxy Wolf. That's awesome. Yeah. So one thing I meant to show last week, and it's not going to be as impressive. Oh, thanks, Larry. I enjoyed them very much. I appreciate that. Yeah. And anybody, if you ever watch any of the old videos, feel free to leave comments, as long as they're nice comments. No, I'm just joking. So this last week, they've turned a funny color. Whoops. And I'll show you some pictures, but on my birthday, I did do a live stream last week on Monday for my birthday. And I had this sitting right next to me. I pulled these off of small pine trees at Mount Mitchell, 6,600 feet. And I kid you not, like the candles they make for pine and all the, everything like air fresheners and scents. This is like straight from it. It was incredible. Like, it was so fresh and it smelled so good. I put these in my pocket in my motorcycle coat, brought them home. They're turning a little bit brown. They were bright green. It was really, really cool. And I was sitting there for like 3 days smelling them because they smelled just the most wonderful pine smell. It was really cool. Actually, I wish I don't know exactly what type of, whoops, I'm getting my keyboard all messed up. These things are falling apart like an old Christmas wreath. I'm probably going to start typing in some weird stuff here, hitting all these keys. Yeah. So anyway, these were pretty cool as they shed all over the place. I just forgot to show you all this last week. So anyway, yeah, a little piece of nature coming. I do have some pictures to show from that trip that I went up there. Let's see what else. A couple other people commented here. Oh, had an internet hiccup. Yep, I know how that goes, especially here in the mountains. I don't watch TV anymore. I like the vlogs from you all and your friends much better. Well, we appreciate that. That is true statement. As I continue to try to clean my keyboard here, I dropped like all these pine needles. It really doesn't matter. I could just do this later instead of being distracted, acting like a doofus here. So it's weird because I go back and forth. Sometimes I like watching movies, whether that's Amazon or Netflix or renting them or watching them or whatever. I love movies. And then I still have satellite. Mostly I have satellite because I like sports. I really like, I like an array of sports. I like Ohio State Buckeyes and Pittsburgh Steelers. I like a little NASCAR, a little NHRA. Every once in a while I get into something else. I do like sports and some other things. So it's a little bit of a luxury, but we cut corners where needed to budget for it. So I still have cable or internet, satellite. So I watch that from time to time. But yeah, YouTube's a big one. I use the Screencast and I put it up on the big TV at home. So I'll pull up whatever YouTube video I want to watch, and then I'll put it up on a 70-inch TV and then watch it from there. So a lot of times I'll watch video like that, whatever I'm into. Sometimes, as I've told you in past live streams, I'm into documentaries. I might be watching something about the Apollo missions or space shuttles or big ships or Gatlinburg or Disney World or who knows, just somebody's vlogs or logs or whatever. So yeah, I kind of go around and I make the rounds. So I don't get bored too. And I'm not always doing the exact same thing. We got Kenneth Oaks here. Hello, everyone. And hello to you. I hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. I have needed rain for so long, but did not want it all at once. Lost electricity yesterday, but not for too long. Everyone in harm's way, please be safe. Yeah, that was the least favorite part too, other than, damage and the prep, was losing electricity in Florida. It was steaming hot and pain and, but hopefully it passes through and everything. It's just crazy, those two storms that went through at the exact same time. That's nuts. I hope you're staying safe and well, Foxy Wolf. Kenneth Oak, we're doing well tonight. It's a Monday. The irony of the Mr. Mountain Man, Mountain Man Monday is it's Monday. It's not like the most fun day of the week, right? I mean, we should all be thankful we're here and just shooting the breeze and having a good time. But, realistically, Friday or, later in the week, or if you have a normal work, a traditional work week or something. So Monday is always kind of, the ho-hum day of the week. So we get together and we hang out, have a good time. Looked like rain today, but never rained. Okay, Smoky Mountain Hiker, here it's raining right now. It's raining cats and dogs. So, but that didn't happen till later. It was like overcast all day long. So, yeah, we've been doing pretty well in the mountains this year. There have been times when we get a little too much rain. Again, the French Broad River, for those aren't familiar, runs through the Asheville area. And if that crests or get too high, then the low-lying areas around 2,000 feet that are near the embankment can get a little flooding. That's not good for those lower level homes, but anything at elevation usually doesn't have an issue. We got Easy Rock here. Good afternoon, Mr. Mountain Man and everyone. Good afternoon, good evening to you. I hope you're having a great weekend and glad you joined us again tonight, and I hope everything's going well. Let's see. Hello. Oh, we're experiencing thunderstorms, so I'm going to go and charge devices in the event of a power bump. Take care and stay safe. You as well, Lily. Take care, and thank you for joining us, and hope to see you back if you're able to. Hey, we got Rita here. Hello, Mr. Mountain and everyone. Hope everyone is well. I hope you are doing well, too. Always nice to have you, Rita, here this evening. Hey, go Buckeyes. I'm a bigger fan of you. Yeah, OH. Yeah, I grew up in Central Ohio, so I don't change my teams. Like, I don't have that philosophy that when you move, you pick up a team because you're local. I don't know who made up that rule, but it's baloney. I'm a Steelers and Buckeyes. Now, people will say, if you grew up in Central Ohio, how come you're not a Bengals or a Browns fan? And that's because my dad, he grew up in the Pennsylvania area, so my grandfather and most of my family. So growing up, he's a Steelers fan. My family's a Steelers fan. But then again, we grew up in Central Ohio, so we were Buckeye fans. So I never changed since I was a little kid, as far as I can remember, Ohio State and Steelers. And I'm kind of missing that right now, and I will be missing it. There's not going to be any Big Ten football this year. NFL looks like it's a go, but hopefully nothing throws a wrench in the machine with COVID. Hey, I'm on my big screen right now, typing on my laptop. Yeah. I hope I'm well groomed then if I'm up on the big screen. I mean, I like watching other people, but myself, like my big head on the big screen. I hope my nose is clean and my teeth are nice. I'm being silly, but but that's awesome. That's how I like to do it too. It appears by projection, all of Tennessee will be affected by Laura. That's the name of the storm, correct? That's the one that's coming up through the Gulf. Yeah, Foxy Wolf's down in South Georgia. Yes, be safe. Raining cats and dogs. I want little puppy, please. Yeah, little puppy. No cats and dogs, right? IO. Yeah, finish off. OHIO. Hey, we got Tim Wheaton here. Good afternoon, Mr. Mountain. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you're doing well. Also, Tim Wheaton. Hope you're having a great day. By the way, I went back to that. I gave for anybody that left last week and I was stringing it out. I told people to guess how old I am. I turned 41. And I also asked where the original live stream was, and it was in Myrtle Beach. And I went back to it, and I wanted to see who participated. There were a few people that I haven't seen in a while. Tim, I believe you were in that live stream. I'm pretty sure. Maybe Tim and maybe Marvin. I'd have to go back. I did look last week. It was a small live stream because I was much smaller than I am now. But anyway, I hope you're doing well, Tim, and having a great start to your week. My best friend here is a Steelers fan for some reason. Yeah, well, you'll get a lot of satisfaction if you're a Steelers fan. Right, and Mr. Mountain Man's mom's here. Go Steelers, that's right, and go Ohio State. Oh, you said AZ Rock says go Pack go. I don't know if Jason's still around. He may have just dropped in and out, but I don't want to say a big Packers fan, but he's a Packers fan. I saw a hilarious meme once of the NFC North. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the NFC North, the teams are the Bears, the Vikings, the Lions, and the Packers. So it had a meme that was divided in four, and it said the Lions. It had a ferocious lion. It had the Vikings and a tough Viking. And it had a bear, like a ferocious bear with his teeth. And then it said Packers, and it had a mom and her daughter packing a suitcase, like all nice on the bed. It was hilarious. hilarious, like a suitcase packer. And so it was that was pretty funny. Yeah, I thought that was the funniest meme. So anytime somebody's a Packers fan, I track that one down. Ted and Deborah says, good evening, Mr. Mountain Man, and everyone in chat. Sorry we missed your birthday chat last Monday. Happy belated birthday. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. We had a good time. I'm glad that I was able to, do that last Monday and join everybody. Jason says, I'm listening. he's the Packers fan. We got a Lions fan because we got two Packers fans, a Lions fan, Traveling Hoosier. So Traveling Hoosier, you're not a Colts fan, huh? I mean, again, you don't have to like where you live. Obviously, I'm not a Panthers fan. I tried to buy a Browns fan, but it's depressing. Right. And those are the most annoying, rude fans. Now, you might say Steelers fans are, but I'm telling you, Browns fans are bad news. So are Bengals fans. I mean, I think there's just so much sourness from all the years. I don't disagree. I mean, I guess if my team lost all the time, I'd just be rotten apples. Yes, that meme is funny. Maybe I'll have to find it and pull it up for like one of these live stream. It's good that you were still not in Florida. You might have to be called Mr. Beach Man. I know. I thought about that before. Like we lived down there and we had Disney passes, annual passes for years. Had I gotten into this a little earlier and done like a Disney Channel, who knows? I would have been really difficult to rebrand or that channel would have just had to quietly fade off not living near Disney, but it didn't happen. So yeah, I'm Mr. Mountain Man, not Mr. Beach Man. I think those Packers have more Vince Lombardi trophies than the other NFC North teams combined, but yeah. When did they win the first one? It was like 1835 or something. No, just joking. Oh, the born and raised in Michigan. So are you a Wolverines fan? Yeah, I don't know. You'll have to let us know if you're into college football, but that makes sense for the Lions. Actually, I've always had a respect for the Lions. I just think Detroit is a cool, historical city. I liked Barry Sanders. Megatron, that was your receiver. The quarterback, Stafford, he's, I just crazy that the Lions aren't a better team sometime. I'm not into the NFL so much. I like my Buckeyes and I love my St. Louis Cardinals. I knew people that were baseball fans that were also St. Louis Cardinals, and like they loved it more than I liked football. So I get the passion about baseball. With baseball and the NBA and hockey, if I get into those, it's at playoff time. That's it. And golf, the only time I get into that is once in a while around the Masters in a normal year, because that's the only thing on TV in April around that time, maybe except for NASCAR. I grew up a Falcons Grits Blitz days. Yeah, okay. Falcons, I'm not a Falcons fan, but I'm telling you what, that Super Bowl they lost against New England was heartbreaking. I mean, they were up by about 190 points and somehow, some way found a way to let it go. I'm sure you know about that, but that was, I just couldn't stand seeing Brady and Belichick and all them celebrate again. Notre Dame, who doesn't love the Fighting Irish? A Catholic man myself, I definitely always have a soft spot for Notre Dame. Grandfather liked Notre Dame. I think it's a cool, great university. I have not been to a game there. My wife has, but I have been to South Bend a few times. It is a slow sport. Is that baseball you're talking about? If you're talking about baseball or one of the other 20 I mentioned, but that is the only thing about baseball is like ball. I think they've gotten better about it. Like throw a ball and then the pitcher's assessing and then they throw a ball and then the pitcher's trying to figure out. It is really kind of slow. I think they've sped that up. Is there a clock in baseball? I don't know. Anyway, I'm a little bit out, but I do enjoy going to baseball games. I love minor league baseball. Like here in Asheville, we had the Taurus. When I lived in Florida, they had a team. When I lived in Columbus, they had a team. When I lived in Charlotte, they had a team. So a lot of places that I've been have had minor league baseball, and it's a lot of fun, and it's good, cheap family fun. Yes, baseball. Oh, thank you, Rita. I appreciate that. Audio and video look very good tonight. Anybody who ever wants to mention that, because it's always the video. Hopefully the audio sounds pretty good. I don't wear the headphones to hear the feedback. I did see that last week, maybe the gain was a little high, so my voice was a little pushed. And so anyway, if it sounds too quiet or too loud, because I'm not wearing the headphones to get the feedback, you all can let me know, but I think I have it adjusted right. Grew up with dogs with Herschel Walker. Not a fan. He was not a one-man team. He was made out to be. Okay. Yep. That's the Georgia Bulldogs, right? Yeah. Herschel Walker. Not a fan. Slow sports, golf, curling, and croquet. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some others in there. We could put like chess, ping pong's fast. You can start getting into Olympic sports. I like the Olympics. I'm a big fan. Every time the Olympics come on, I love watching all that stuff. All those esoteric sports they get into. I mean, track and field, archery, if it's winter, speed skating, or like alpine downhill, all that stuff. That's a lot of fun. Sister wanted to drop in, but it's 5 p.m. there with the little kids. Yeah, I know. This is a weird time of the day for a lot of folks. If it's some people can make it, some don't. You all notice that I turned back the clock a little bit tonight. I had been wondering about not as many people showing up to the live stream, and people said they might have thought that it was because I was on a little late. So as you noticed, I start this about 7:45 Eastern. So we'll see how it goes. Doesn't matter. As long as everybody's here and having fun, that's good. You can't beat a family trip to a minor league game. That is the truth. That's what I miss this year. I mean, and there's a lot of times if you go on like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they'll have like all you can eat hot dogs or Thirsty Thursdays, or some places have the buffet up at the top, but the buffet is only like $15. I mean, the seats are cheap and all kinds of stuff. I love minor league baseball. It takes a whole different degree to the excitement of baseball. Actually, I've always said NASCAR's a lot like that. A lot of people, they just turn left. Although if you think about it, you can really minimize any sport like that. Like you could say tennis, you'd be like, they just hit a ball back and forth. Or, golf, they just hit this little white ball around. Like every sport could be minimized to this one small action. But we all know there's a more than meets the eye there, especially in NASCAR, engineering and putting your life on the line and the adrenaline and the multiple other cars. It's just not something everybody likes, but it can be complex. But being at some of the sports makes it a lot more fun. Although I do think some sports on TV still capture the magic really well. And I think football is one of the best at that. Probably basketball too. Sound great tonight. Thank you. Thank you for the 2 reports. I like watching Australian football, a little more intense than American football. Is Australian football like rugby, or is it like football, like our American football, but it's just got different rules? You have to let me know. You will be a pro at putt-putt soon. Yes. We went, I think I mentioned the last one, like last weekend, we went back over to Pigeon Forge. I didn't make a video, but we went putt-putting, and I was, I need to put this picture on my Mount Man. I had the baby in the carrier, and I was putt-putting with like one hand, and I still made a hole in one. It was really cool. Yes, I noticed. I thought I had another half an hour. That's okay. Whatever works for you. Yeah. And I still put on Twitter, if anybody pays attention to that, just because that's a good way to announce where I'm going to be or what time I'm going to start. And so I did put that on. That I would try 7:30 to 8 tonight. I got right in the middle. Hey, check this out. I went to the grocery tonight. Look what I found. I haven't seen these in forever. I'm sure they still sell them, but check it out. Cracker Jacks. You guys remember these? My grandfather used to buy these for me all the time. They came in 3 packs for $1, and I'm like, I got to buy those for the kids. And they were excited to get them. So I don't, speaking of baseball, but I haven't got these at a baseball game. I haven't had a Cracker Jack in I don't know how many years. So yeah, you see them? That's pretty cool. Cracker Jack's the original. Do they have like different flavors? Now with that new mic, you don't want to hear me eat in the mic. Yeah, that taste is just like I remember. Remember those little, speaking of making a mess on the keyboard. I used to watch this one. I've told you before, I watched this one vlogger named Indiana Jack. He's a truck driver. And he used to go and stop and eat and he would put some up on the dash. He'd be like, I'm going to leave this for you guys to eat. It was really nice, but it's like, so here's some Cracker Jacks for you guys if you want to eat some Cracker Jacks. That's pretty good. I haven't had those in a while. I'm going to stop eating. Oh, I wanted to tell you. So I wanted to buy them for the kids because of the toy. Well, the toy doesn't have the excitement that it used to. So anyway, yeah. So by the way, I did mention this is the 3-pack original. So everything's exactly the same. It's but it tells you a little bit about the toy in there. So that right there, this one, I thought the kids were going to get like this little toy. And so let me see if I can get it out. But if you think about it, if the kids got a little toy these days, and like a little ring or a little spider or something like that, I can't even get in there. I got the bottom. I'm not going to eat this thing. Am I going to have to tear this whole thing apart? I can't get to the bottom. Oh, I need to show this to you all. There goes the Cracker Jack box. Sorry. Here we go. Yeah, so Rita's asking, do they still okay, so here's the deal with the prize. Check out the prize. Oops, being a mess here. All right. The prize now is this. It's the Prize Inside Arcade. So what you do is you lift and peel, and there's like a little picture. It's actually a sticker, and there's instructions. It tells you to go online and like scan this or put it in, and then it's part of some game. So here's what I'm getting at. Yeah, if you got a little ring, a little spider, a little ball or whatever, kids nowadays in 2020, if you were to give them that, they would be completely bored, and it'd be a waste of money, and it's not a lure for Cracker Jacks. It would end up in the garbage because if it's not an iPad or something amazing, kids don't get excited. So yeah, it's not 1950 anymore. So you gotta, so they've kept up with the times a little bit, although Dad here was disappointed because I was thinking they were going to get some like little gumball machine type toy, but you basically try to collect all these. And I've seen a few of them now. They're all different. And then you go online and it says unlock classic games, find the prize to play inside. Find it, get directions to play, and start playing online. So that's your Cracker Jack prize now these days, is that you get a Cracker Jack arcade prize. You see there instead. So anyway, I thought that was kind of retro neat. I haven't seen Cracker Jacks in forever. I don't visit the candy aisle that much. And when it comes time for candy for Halloween, they always put it out in front, but the grocery had them right up front today. So anyway, I thought that was fun. Those things are pretty good. My mouth's kind of watering right now. I didn't think I would like them that much because I haven't had them, but they're pretty good. You don't see them much anymore. Cracker Jacks, right? Yes, I love Cracker Jacks. The prices are not as good as they used to be. Correct. Hey, I just started watching your YouTube on Eclectic Candyman when you came on tonight. Yeah, I put a new video out there. So hope you enjoy. If of those of you that like any kind of tools or handyman kind of stuff or whatever on that side of the fence, I do have another channel called The Eclectic Candyman. He has a second channel, Foxy. Yes, it is YouTube.com. Whoops. Typing it all wrong here. I'm sorry. YouTube, I really could just tell you, The Eclectic Handyman. I hope I spelled this right. The Eclectic, not electric, Eclectic Handyman. Yeah, and so yes, Rita, that was the prize. Yes, it's the Eclectic Handyman. Hey, Dr. J. Hey, Mr. Batman, Cracker Jack is Cracker Jack is done. So I'm going to say a few things. I'm glad you showed up tonight. First of all, Dr. J's channel, Our Show, Our Story, has a lot of food reviews. So if you, I go to a restaurant once in a while, but I don't do any food reviews. I just wanted to bring this on the show because I thought that was so fun. I haven't seen these in forever. So if you like that kind of thing, like check out his channel or their channel. By the way, I was watching your videos this week. And I saw your series on COVID, and you got, the little scare, you had to be quarantined, and you guys went to get tested and you don't have it. Thank goodness. I'm glad you're okay. And it just made for good vlogging. And by the way, when you guys had to get the test and you talked about them sticking that thing up your nose, I was cracking up because, yeah, that seems awful. I mean, it's your daughter, right? Or your I couldn't remember who was in the car, but somebody was like, yeah, they went all the way up into my brain. So anyway, I'm super glad that you guys are okay. That was a fun series. And so yeah, anyway, I'm glad you guys can laugh about it at this point and you're doing all right. Foxy Wolf says, Mr. Mountain Man can be reached on Twitter and Instagram. That is correct. I have 2 places, the Mr. Mountain _man, and both on Instagram as well. Instagram's fun to keep up with pictures. I try to cross-link them on Twitter. And then Twitter, I try to post some fun stuff there as well. Let's see. I lost my spot. I think they also changed it due to a choking hazard. Yes. That's the world we live in. Like, one of my kids was telling me today that they got online in the school thing or something. And, if any of you do any kind of recorded meetings, it gives you this disclaimer, like you can't record people without telling them and blah, 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 blah. And I made this comment. I said this at dinner. I said, it's all the legalities of today. And one of them said, what's legalities? And I'm like, well, we're in a world that everything in the world people sue about, started with McDonald's coffee or something before that. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm sure once upon a time. But I guess I could see that. Like, if somebody went to town, like just eating the box, like, oh, I'm hungry. And then they swallow the little spider ring or something like that. That could be dangerous. So, so my hypothesis about that it's boring for 2020, maybe it was a combo. The legality of choking plus, and not just maybe eating like this, maybe like a little kid gets it out and then it's a choking hazard. For some reason, nobody 50 years ago choked of them, but only now we choke the stuff like that. But anyway, Foxy Wolf says, please show Mr. Mountain how much you care and hit that thumbs up, and please like and subscribe and ring that notification bell. I appreciate that. That is very comprehensive. I usually like just the thumbs up. That is super awesome. And I always say every week, whenever anybody puts that, I'm just super humbled by it. I really am. Like, that's very kind of you all. But I also really just enjoy the conversation we're having and all the fun people that are here. Yes, Roxy. Okay, because it used to be called Roxy, Foxy, and the Dr. Pepper. No, Dr. J show. I said Dr. Pepper. It was in the car. She also says, hi, Mr. Matmo. We'll say hello to you and hello to your whole family as well. I hope you, I'm glad you guys are doing well. And so if you guys want to watch that over on that channel, there is a series. But I've already kind of, well, I guess I spoiled a good ending, but yeah, thankfully they did not get sick. Hey, we got Big Daddy in the house. Hey guys, hello to you. I hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. And already subscribed to Eclectic Candyman and followed you on Instagram. Oh, cool. I actually I made an Instagram channel for the Eclectic Candyman as well. So I started posting some pictures, but it's obviously going to be related to that stuff. Hey, Faye, caught you tonight. I hope you're doing well and having a great start to your week and a great Monday. Yeah, I got on a little bit early tonight, and hey, Big Daddy, I got on a little bit earlier tonight. I tried to because I noticed that a lot of people, especially on the East Coast, it was getting a little bit late. Some people go to bed at 9:30 at night. I'm a little bit more of a night owl, but I get it. Some people got to get up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the mornings, and so that's late. And so yeah. So anyway, there's my handle. Glad to see some folks in here tonight that haven't been here in a while. And let's go ahead and get started with housekeeping for the week of August 24th, 2020. All right, since we were talking about it, let's take a look over here at Instagram and let me know when yep, we can see it. All right, cool. So what do we got up first here? Pictures of the week with me explaining them. So this was from last Monday. I think I already showed it to you guys. I did. Quick recap, went up to Mount Mitchell on my birthday. I was there for the live stream, so you've already seen that. I guess it's a slow week at the office as far as me posting pictures, because I just realized I think I only posted one net new one This was the view from the top. And that is the spot, which I meant to show you guys, the branches. That's where I pulled them from. The wonderful smelling pine branches that are making a mess all over my desk here. But yeah, that was incredible views, and the grills up there and the places. Yes, Rita, it is beautiful views. And so just a wonderful picture. That little cell phone picture doesn't do it justice. That is beautiful. Can I click on it? No, that's as big as it gets. All right, this one, yeah, that was one heck of an antenna. So this one, if you guys haven't seen it, I saw this the other day, and this Trans Am had a huge whip antenna, and it was funny because we were just talking about CB radios last week. Well, you know that antenna right there, that's bigger than than the big rigs have. I mean, he's probably calling out the tri-state area with that thing in there. But that's definitely a little retro Smokey and the Bandit type going on there. He's got the silver Trans Am, which is a car retro in itself with the CB antenna. I thought that was pretty cool. So I just wanted to post that picture since it was in context. I thought that was pretty interesting. I need to post some more pictures. I actually have more pictures from the last couple of weeks I didn't post yet that are still cool. So I'll try to get those posted. The other thing is, what else? Yeah, I mentioned some of you have mentioned Eclectic Handyman. I do post some videos over there. If you like, like Craftsman tools as well, like if you're into that might be your thing. But the other piece of housekeeping, I have a new video coming out. It should have been out already. I'm talking about a Mr. Mountain Man video. There was a problem with YouTube this weekend, and the error was reported, and it's been upvoted a bunch, where it looks like, not to get too technical, maybe the header information is sent and then the video gets rejected because only 64 kilobytes went across the wire, and it just stopped for forever, never would upload. Didn't matter if I remade the video, republished it, changed the time, used mobile, used desktop. I couldn't get it to upload. And a lot of people all over the world, because I saw people from India and the United States and all over having problems. Hopefully YouTube get it fixed. There was one workaround, which was to use the desktop version of YouTube on mobile, because even the desktop version on PC didn't work. So I'm boring you with all these error details right now. The video should have been out last Saturday, but it just finished uploading recently and is processing. Look for that video tomorrow. Another little housekeeping item. Look for a new video on, look for a new Mr. Mountain Man video tomorrow. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. I think it's a real fun one. Couple comments. We were thrilled. We didn't know it was going to end either. Yes, how it was going to end either. And thankfully, it was not a problem with COVID. You didn't get that. I bet that does smell good. It smelled amazing. I grabbed it and I'm like, it's not going to smell. And I got home and it's still, those branches smelled absolutely incredible. I mean, it's like the stuff they go and they must cut down and grow for the Christmas wreaths and stuff like that. It was really cool. I wish she had been around and you could have asked his handle for fun. You know what? They might have been. And I took the picture of the car, and some people, because that car isn't worth a lot of money, but it is older and it's not made anymore. And, I stopped and took a picture. So you don't know how people take that. Like, why is he taking pictures? Like, is he going to try to steal my car? Or is it like, oh, he's admiring my car? So I tried to be kind of discreet about it and just took the picture and then kept walking. But yes, had anybody asked me about it, I would have said, oh, that's awesome. I was admiring the antenna. You got a radio in there. What's your call sign? What's your handle? Corky Lover says, hello, everyone. Hope everyone is well. I hope you are well also. And thank you for joining. And hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. YouTube is having more problems than Carter's has little liver pills. Right. I don't know what it is, Foxy Wolf. That was really annoying. I really wanted my video to come out like Saturday, trying to get once a week. But it's the way it rolls. And so, yeah, well, at least people who are interested in my overall community get something out of the other channel. But yeah, look for that tomorrow. Chad says, hey, Mr. Mountain Man and all in chat, working tonight. So I thought I'd drop in to say hi, and everyone have a great week. Yes, I hope your work day is going well. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you for stopping by. It really means a lot. I appreciate it. And take care. And thank you for stopping by. Faye says, I'm listening to you installing an SSD 1 terabyte in the laptop we got from NASCAR. Yeah, that thing's got to be a dinosaur at this point. But you know what? You put in some old hardware, some new hardware, and you can revive it. I think I have that laptop too. It's old. It's like 10 more years old. Hi, Mr. Mountain Man. Well, hello to you, Jennifer Rathbone. I hope you're having a wonderful week, a great start to your week, and a nice Monday. We've got a lot of great people. I think so far the whole thing with coming on a little bit earlier so far is successful because I'm seeing a few people in here I haven't seen in a while. So that's really good. All right. So next up, we're going to roll into, as we always do, news and notes for the week of August 24th, 2020. We will go ahead and get this running. All right. First up on deck as it loads. All right. Asheville Eats. Let me remove the banner. Asheville Eats Outdoors. See innovative, safe dining spaces around the city. So the reason that this one is cool, and I have to get to the right one here. Pardon me. Okay. Get prepared. All right. So we've talked a lot on these live streams about going out to eat. I think the one thing I miss the most about 2020 is probably eating out. We do take out, but restaurants are starting to evolve into creative spaces outdoors in order to allow patrons to come visit and eat and still enjoy. The only thing I haven't seen, I'll cut to the chase, I haven't seen is an answer for inclement weather. And it's also summertime and nice right now. When it's 32 degrees outside and it stinks, that might be a little more difficult. Although when I've been out west, I see them use those outdoor space heaters that work pretty well. So maybe around 50 degrees will still be good. From the article, Robert Tipsword, operating partner at Zia Taqueria, chose his restaurant's location based on the space it would afford him. He never expected to use the sprawling parking lot the way he's using it now. He's quoted, "All restaurants have started to falter, and we have witnessed the breakdowns that are inevitably going to become much bigger problems," he wrote, before promising to reemerge with an innovative plan to make restaurant fun, safe, and sustainable. He delivered, and in June, he revealed his new parking lot dining area, 15-foot wide, cheerfully painted rectangles marking each table space and painted arrows directing one-way foot traffic. At another restaurant, Sunny Point, here in Asheville, April Moon Harper is also blessed with an abundance of space with more than a half acre of her own land. Now, 10 tables are spread across the parking lot, which recently got a $10,000 concrete upgrade. More are dotted throughout the restaurant's mature vegetable garden. She said, "The funny thing is we've had the garden all these years and take pride in it, but we joke that it's just a money pit." She said, "It's not like the garden produces a huge amount of produce we can recoup, but now it's giving back to us in a way I never thought it could." This is what I'm talking about, creative dining. Look at that picture right there. It's interesting. They painted it one-way traffic. Well, that definitely is, wide open space and you're outdoors. I would have zero issue eating at a place like that. A lot of places are still doing indoor eating, and I think they're limiting capacity. But I would feel much more safe. And this is not just one place. This article showed half a dozen or more places in the Asheville area that were getting creative about how to bring people back to eat in the outdoors. So I think if it's, if the day is nice, and even when it's sunny, a lot of them are putting like tarps. I don't have the picture, but Disney World used to do that. They put these like triangle shaped, like artistic tarps over like walkways to create like shaded patterns. They were doing that as well. You see the umbrellas here. So it's a really neat way, I think, to get people back to the restaurants. I am not comfortable yet with indoor restaurants and some of the recirculated air and the close proximity to other people. I realize that the chance of getting sick and stuff from other people might be low, statistically, but it's still not worth taking all the family and all the kids, I think, in my opinion, but everybody makes that choice themselves. But the indoor dining is something overall still pretty much shying away from. But I think this is really cool. Let's see if there's any comments here. Let's see. Yep, about the computer ran out of space. Good internet computer. That's right. When will you be going back to Pigeon Forge Gatlinburg again? Anytime soon. So, Tim, We as a family go over there ad hoc, very last minute sometimes, and it's not always to do a video. If you've been following the Instagram and such, like we go over there a lot, maybe putt or do the park. I did make the one video, the combo, the putt. Oh, what was it? Pizza putt in the park. We went over there. But a lot of times it's not planned because the weekends are so unpredictable of everything that's going on. So I don't know exactly when we're going back. We had gone several times, so it's probably going to be a few more weeks. And since I'm with the family, it's always so hectic because, everybody's, going which direction and stuff like that. So it's, I haven't gone over by myself explicitly for YouTube in quite some time. I had tried earlier this year to get together with Will and Chris, but they were unfortunately at that time weren't able to get together. And then the pandemic happened and one thing led to another. So I haven't been over there in a solo capacity in some time. But also there was some, one of the things on my channel that I had mentioned previously, and it was echoed by, I think Kentucky Girl. I don't think she's here tonight, but there was a desire and some people are really enjoying the Western North Carolina coverage, some of the things I'm doing. And, and I give complete credit and hats off to, Yankee in the South and Chris and Smoky Mountain Hiker and all these folks that do a tremendously excellent job of covering East Tennessee and those areas. So, sometimes it's a little redundant at times. We had this conversation a few weeks ago to do some of the locations over there because it's so well covered. Of course, you would get my spin on it, which people said they find that interesting. But I think for the most part, I will dabble over there on occasion. And sometimes when I go over there, I just get the bug and I'm like, well, let me take a video, but it's not always planned. So anyway, super long-winded answer to your question. That was probably like, hey, when are you going to Gatlinburg? So anyway, that's me. That's me doing that, being long-winded. Hopefully that answered and more than answered the question. Like, I apologize. I went too long on that one, Tim. Next week, I'll finally be able to stick around. I hate missing Mountain Man Mondays. Great group and a good time. It sure is, Chad, and always like having you here. I know how it is when it's working. There are other people in the community that run some live streams during the day, and I just can't participate because, too much is going on. Let's see. Oh, up here, Port Clinton has a city block roped off with tables out in the street for businesses there. Yes. I've been to Port Clinton before because I've been to Put in Bay. And Put in Bay is one of the most underrated places in the state of Ohio. It's an absolutely wonderful tourist place to go. If I ever went back there, it would definitely be a place that I would try to do a video. It has great nightlife. It's great for adults, although it does have stuff for kids as well during the day. There's go-karts and the merry-go-round and stuff. Hopefully I'm talking about the same place as you, Larry, when you made that comment. Yes, that is nice outside dining area. Yes. Love all your videos and outings. I will have to head up your way to see the sights. Yeah, the mountains are beautiful. I love it up here. I mean, I might have only been Mr. Mountain Man by name recently, but I feel like I've felt like that love for a long, long time. I've always liked the mountains. As long as the table's cleaned well in between patrons, this is a good setup. Yes, it is. I agree, Foxy. No matter what video you post are always so good. I'm humbled. That is super, super nice of you to say, Ted and Deborah. You know what's you guys know by this point I'm a little famous for tangents. You made me think of something. This is something that drives me crazy. At times, I can be a little bit of a perfectionist. I don't like that quality. It annoys me. Like, I went back and watched a couple of my old videos, like a few minutes. I almost had to turn them off. I thought they were terrible. I was like, I didn't use the gimbal. Like, this is so bad. I don't know how people watch this. But I remember when I made them, I thought they were wonderful. So I don't know. That was me being a little hard and like on myself. The other thing with that perfectionist, this weekend, this is more on the Eclectic Handyman. I didn't take any videos. I was replacing a bunch of switches in the house from the toggle style to the rocker panels. And oh my good gracious, if I didn't get those things perfectly flush and straight, I would keep unscrewing, readjusting, adding the little tabs, filling them, making sure they were right. then I would strip the screw holes because they're plastic electrical boxes. So then I'd have to tap them out and put a larger screw. It got so bad that I did it so many times that I stripped out 2 sizes of screws and could no longer fit a screw through the toggle switch to put it in. You don't have to worry about anything I said. It's all about me being a perfectionist. It's a terrible quality. So I really appreciate the feedback for that long-winded thing, because I appreciate if you all enjoy the videos. I am much more pleased with my recent videos. I really do like some of them. I really liked the Pizza Putt-Putt one. I liked the Smoky or Metcalf Bottoms. I enjoy my motorcycle ones. I really like the one that's coming out tomorrow. So anyway, yes, thank you so much. That's very, very kind of you to say that, Ted and Deborah. Yeah, let us know if you have a basement. You should do a video on the Western North Carolina Asheville. Okay, let me tell you guys something. This is crazy. Tim, you find this crazy. You guys find this crazy. There is a terrific channel called Tampa Aerial Media. They did an amazing video of Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. They are not from the area, but they go to all these hot spots around the country. They did like a 30-minute video, to give or take. It was incredible. They used drone shots, overdubs, just amazing. Has like 500,000 views. Fantastic video. I think I posted it on my Twitter account. So if you want to watch it, I thought it was fantastic. Turns out they do videos in other places. They did one of Asheville. Let me watch the one of Asheville. I watched the one of Asheville. Apparently, there is a huge underground troll community in this area because they attacked that video. There was like 20 or 30 troll accounts. You could tell they were troll accounts because they all offered comments that were almost the same but different names. And it was like, stop making our area popular. You know, it's just hippies and drugs. Stay away. The French Broad River's full of E. coli. We don't want anybody else. Don't come here. Stop making Asheville look like a great place. We don't want anybody else coming here. And they just thumbs down the video, like, you know, just a whole heap load amount. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, that's awful. Like, that is terrible. You know, maybe that's what happened at one point on my channel where somebody came across all my videos and hit a bunch of thumbs down. I don't know. But that was terrible. But anyway, all that story aside, check out Tampa Aerial Media, or my Twitter account. They have a couple of fantastic videos. And so, Tim, part 2, you get another long-winded answer from me. I will be doing lots of videos in this area. I have plans to do a lot. But as I've mentioned before, my capacity versus family life and work and things going on versus what I can do. You're not in the short term, I think, for me, going to see any kind of rapid video publishing, but I do have plans to do things, and I hope to continue to bring you high quality videos that, you know, Ted was mentioning, Ted and Deborah and the others. We have eaten out twice, but there was hardly anyone there at either place. You have to wear a mask going in and leaving. Yes. And I think that's another good point, Rita, on the article, is if you can catch the right time and it is indoor and it's more private and, you know, other scenarios, I think it, you know, you have to evaluate each situation. Our water table is so high, you do not see basement, mostly slab built homes. Yeah. And when I was in Florida, that's what it was like too. Hey, we got Hike with Mike. Yeah, we got Hike with Mike here. Glad to have you here and hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday. I love your coverage of Western North Carolina. It makes me want to go back to Asheville. I miss it. It is a beautiful area. I love this area. It is really nice, and there is so much cool stuff to do. Yeah, it's really worth visiting. In fact, a lot of people, I think, overlook this area. Not everybody. We get a ton of tourism here, but, you know, a lot of people think only East Tennessee, but taking a day trip over here, Asheville, Blue Ridge Mountains, you know, Smoky. We have Smoky Mountains on the North Carolina side too. Cherokee, Asheville, Mount Mitchell, Grandfather Mountain, Chimney Rock, Lake Lure, all these fun places. Lots and lots of fun stuff to do. Larry confirmed Port Clinton, Put-in-Bay was the same place. Yes, Put-in-Bay, Key West to the north. It is Key West to the north. In fact, some of the entertainers up there would be in Key West half the year and then in Put-in-Bay the other half. It really was. There was kind of that whole Margaritaville type atmosphere. It's exactly what it was like. I think eating out in the evening, it would be nice in the evening. Yeah, like at dusk, that would be a great time. That would be a really great time. Let's see. I haven't seen any videos you've done. They have all been nice. Thank you for that feedback. Now I won't be so hard on myself. Hopefully they are of that quality, and I will continue to strive to make them very nice so that you enjoy them, so that it's that they're nice to look at. I'm sorry I'm late. How's everyone doing? We are doing great, the reviewer. I just keep going on tangents and I can't even get past the first news story. I hope you're having a great start to your week and a nice Monday, and it's glad to have you here. Again, I think we're seeing some success of me coming on a little bit earlier. Oh, I see, Foxy, like a beach, but not. Then you get dust storms like out here also. Yeah. I think you do a great job in your videos from what I've seen so far. Well, thank you, Larry. Yeah, and I know you commented on a couple this week, and I really appreciate it. That is always welcome feedback. Thank you so much. And it's a great video. I watched it. I think that was in reference to maybe one of the Chimney Rock ones that I was talking about. AZ Rock says, I enjoy all your videos. I thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's nuts. Well, Dr. J, you're always going to find out from me that I start talking about something, then I get behind on comments, then I read something and I'm like, I don't even remember what I was talking about. So I'm sure whatever I was talking about was nuts. Only when I drive down the road, AZ Rock, we are covered in pine trees and farmland. Oh, and by the way, I love pine needles. Pine needles for me all the way. I'm a pine needles person, not a mulch. I mean, I use some mulch, the big pine bark, but I love the smell of pine needles. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Thank you. AZ Rock just reminded me. That's nuts about the people who were attacking. Yes, it was nuts and kind of scary. I showed my wife. I'm like, good gracious, if I start making videos and I'm like the good ones that I'm proud of, and then all of a sudden somebody finds me and they try to, tear down the channel. Luckily those Tampa Aerial Media, they have like a gazillion subscribers and a huge following. So it wasn't a dent in their armor, and they're not residing out of here anyway. That was the one thing though, is I live here. They don't. So that might've been part of the angle too. Yes, it was awful, but it had nothing to do with that channel. So check them out if you want to. Tennessee is easier to eat out. Yeah. The only thing that I saw, Dr. J, though, is that when we have been to Pigeon Forge driving down the Parkway, some of the lines outside the restaurant, like, doesn't give me the warm, comfy feeling like maybe this article here. It just seems like places are really packed. And, again, there's a lot of mentality out there that, nothing's happening, so I don't care. And you got to deal with that. Those two worlds have to jive in public. So yeah, but it is true. It is easier to eat out I think than North Carolina. I can just picture that, Foxy. That's good all the time. It just sounds good. Yeah. Let me get back to the news. Oh, thanks, Faye. I agree. You're doing a great job in your videos. I appreciate that, Faye. Faye has a channel too, a woodworking channel. So I always tell people to promote your channels. If you've got one, you are welcome to do it. Some people don't like that. I don't have a problem with it. In fact, if I ever did some year get larger and larger and I couldn't answer to every comment, I still wouldn't mind if people put in the chat like, hey, check out my channel. Especially if it's on topic. If it was a troll, that's one thing. But if somebody's just like trying to promote, you got to get big somehow, whatever. Trolls is one of the main reasons why we have stage names and only give vague locations on where we live. Yeah. Well, I've talked about that too. I don't, it's that's a tough one. I'm on that. I'm in that boat too. I don't normally, that's why you don't see my family on here and some other stuff. It's not the folks in this arena necessarily. It's just what I've heard and what I've been educated about YouTube. This channel is about us and the community and me and the videos I put out and those things. Some people do have other, they get real personal, like it's home videos. Everybody's got a little bit of different take on it. And so everybody has to kind of make that decision. The tough part is the more people open up, the more they could be susceptible to, to such. And so anyway, yeah. But I get it. I definitely get that choice there. So let me move to the next article. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I want to mention, so speaking of Western North Carolina, big time, normally this time of the year, we're getting ready for the Apple Festival. So this was from Mountain X. WNC apple orchards are open for socially distanced picking. The North Carolina Apple Festival marks its 74th anniversary this year, but like everything else planned for 2020, the celebration will unfold differently from its traditional Labor Day weekend takeover of downtown Hendersonville. This year, there will be no King Apple Parade, no live entertainment, no kiddie carnival, and no grower booths brimming with appleliciousness, and no Mr. Mountain Man doing pull-ups. Of course, I ad-libbed that one there. If you haven't seen last year's video, check it out. That's a fun one. We couldn't have a festival with 50,000 people, says David Nicholson, executive director of the festival. We are canceling the large events, but still celebrating apples. We want people to know that they can come to our community and buy fresh apples from a local grower. The 20-plus varieties of apples grown here in Western North Carolina, many in orchards in Henderson County, are following various ripening schedules from late July through November. Local farms that rely on tourists to purchase pre-picked apples on site or pick their own are stressing that they have plenty of room for quarantine-weary families itching to get out and roam their orchards. We opened a little early this year because we noticed people are eager to find something to do in the fresh air. It's safe to come out to a 125-acre apple orchard to pick your own. Like the other orchards, Skytop has added COVID-related precautions. We require masks in the building, and we give you a basket for picking. Put your apples in a bag to take home. This year, we're selling a beautiful basket with your apple purchase, so it's a one-touch operation. The festival website, ncapplefestival.org, links to the event's 14 growers with instructions on how to safely visit their farms and purchase their apples. I hope to get out to one of these apple farms this fall and still do something fun. Who knows? Maybe I will be able to do a video. I think the apples is a lot of fun. It's kind of like the start to fall. When you live in the mountains or in Western North Carolina, I think football season and apple season is really like, hey, fall's about to start. It's before the leaves turn and things like that happen in October, November, but it really is like, okay, now we're going to start transitioning out of summertime. So I hope to do something there that you guys will enjoy. I don't mind either. Getting ready to do more videos. Need to get a specific day when and get them out there. I'm better on my Facebook Sunshine Woodworking. Yeah, I know a lot of people use Facebook Live, and because it's just easier. You don't have to cut and edit. You can just kind of go live and do stuff, especially if you're showing people on how to. Foxy, if I'm too short to be picking any apples, well, they have ladders and stuff. And actually, the apple trees are pretty low to begin with. So, you can probably pick them. But even if you can't pick them, for whatever reason, they still sell them up front at all these apple orchards. So if you don't like the process, or it's inclement weather, or you just want to taste some really good apples, you can just go to these places and buy some. AZ Rock says, that was a fun video in reference to the Apple Festival. I could almost smell the apples. It really was. That was a fun day. We had a good time. That was a real fun day with Chris and Will. Don and Mindy came out, and I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. Our show, our story. When we lived in Kentucky, we had apple and pear trees. Always love fresh apples. That's awesome. Yeah. If you're, and then if you go down south, some people have orange trees. It's pretty neat to grow. Although I don't know what the professionals do, because everything I've ever grown never looks like anything at the grocery store. Fresh picked apples are so good. I love the Jonah Gold apples. Yes. And one of the ones I asked the other week, and then I keep forgetting, that are the real popular ones. They're really sweet, but they're always a little more expensive. What are those called? Somebody's going to say it, and I'm going to know it. So if you know the name, let me know. Loving Like Larry is asking about your channel, Faye. I forget the name, or I would say it. I love baking fresh apple cakes. That sounds delicious. I do like the taste of apple in desserts, especially apple fritters. Honey Crisp. Yes. Thank you to both of you, Dr. J and AZ Rock. Honey Crisp. That's the one. That's the one. They always cost a little bit more, and that's the one everybody wants at the festivals. So, but they are good. That's a lot of fun. Yes, I love the fall and the color. I do too. That's what there's a term for those people. It's called leaf peepers, and they come into town and they want to see the leaves change. Here's another one. Citizen Time, Asheville, North Carolina. Things that aren't canceled. Events you can still do outside Nashville during COVID. From the article, summer is incredible waning. Have you made the most of your time? Obviously, this has been an odd year, but don't let it go by without getting outside and having some fun. There are plenty of ways to get fresh air and do something healthy and brighten your outlook while still staying socially distanced. Here are some ideas. Getting your sweat on and doing like yoga or outdoor exercise, outdoor socially distanced exercise, one of the healthier things you can do for yourself. Take a hike. You've seen me take hikes. COVID closures. When COVID closures hit, this was interesting because I saw this too. But the tourists kept streaming into the area. It felt like our trails were so crowded. If you too are looking for the road less traveled but don't know where to start, a good resource is the All Trails app. I don't know if Smoky Mountain Hiker's still here. He was here earlier. I wonder if he's ever used that. He does a lot of hiking. Or you can download right to your phone or visit www.alltrails.com to learn more. You can search for trails using various filters, including level of difficulty and how far you're willing to travel. Just as important, especially now, is a filter on the app that allows you to search for how heavily visited the trail is. Just toggle the light or moderate button under the trail traffic and put your shoes on and head out. So for example, those of you that know the Gatlinburg area, I think the most popular hike of anywhere is the one in the entrance, which is the Laurel Falls hike. You catch that on a weekend in the summer, and it's going to be tough to find parking. You're going to walk half a mile just to get to the area where the trail starts. So it's pretty cool if they have a filter that says, give me some that are, off the beaten path. Well, maybe not off the beaten path if you're not an advanced hiker, but maybe something that isn't as, commercial or popular, and you could, stay away from folks. You can go for a ride on the Blue Ridge Parkway, eat outdoors, go to the parks, Arboretum, all kinds of fun stuff. So this was a good article. It was, this is the essence of the mountains. We have so much that we can get out and about and do, and it's a lot of fun. So there are a lot of things that you can do. Let's see. Faye was mentioning her YouTube channel and is going to put the link there. Let you know next week. That's a good app, but if you don't pay, it doesn't work offline. Oh, is that for the that's for the trails? So okay. Well, there's always a catch. Software is expensive to make, so I get why people charge for it. But that's good to know. Thank you, Dr. J. I use to bake cakes for all the neighborhood. Love baking apple cakes. It helps me to mentally bake. Oh, that's awesome. And very kind of you too. That's really cool. I'm sure your neighbors loved it. I bet they were good. Yes. How far is it from Asheville to Cherokee? Cherokee is like, it's like an hour and 15 minutes-ish from, it depends on what part of Asheville. If you're on the far side of Asheville, it's probably an hour and a half or so. If you're on the west side of Asheville and you're already over that way, you might get there in an hour. You hop on 40, take the exit like you're going to Maggie Valley. You go up past the Ghost Town in the Sky. You take that road that takes you all the way out to Cherokee, and boom, you're there. Definitely people who stay here in Asheville should check out Cherokee. That's a really great place to visit as well. I do not eat them. I just love baking them. I would, I'd probably eat them, but not bake them. I'm the opposite. We've been visiting local creeks. The mountain water is super clear and always cold. Yeah. So Dr. J, I can't remember if you live in Tennessee. I just don't remember what part, but that video I made of that Metcalf Bottoms, I'm going to go on another tangent. I want to tell you guys something from last week. Metcalf Bottoms out there, about 8 miles past Sugarlands Visitor, has really nice water. Picnic tables, grill, if you've seen the video, it's just a great place to go with the family and really nice water. They have a pretty waterfall in Cherokee we like going to. It's pretty tall. Yes, there's a lot of nice waterfalls, some really awesome waterfalls in Western North Carolina. So I was going to mention about my tangent about Metcalf Bottoms. I forgot to tell you guys. So I went the day before my birthday. I mentioned that on last week's live stream, and I did another food or a grill out. That's what the picture of the double burger on my Instagram channel. I'm telling you what, that park was super crowded that day. And let me tell you what, it was nasty. The bathrooms were disgusting. Like, forget COVID. You get something else in that bathroom. I walked in there. First of all, people are gross. Like, the garbage can was visibly overflowing, but people continue to put their Bojangles boxes and chicken drumsticks and burger wrappers and trash on top, and they didn't care. So it just would fall on the ground in on the bathroom, in the floor, trash everywhere, water on the floor from like overflowing like toilet, probably. It was really gross. Smelled awful. And those bathrooms were probably built somewhere between 1750 and 1780. They are ancient. The national parks need some money. I feel bad for anybody who actually would have had to use the facilities there. Again, forget about COVID. You're going to get something else and go to the doctor. That was disgusting. I was really disappointed by that. I understand the parks probably can't keep up with the amount of people, but I realized that Metcalf Bottoms is massive. When you come in, I thought you just went to the right, pardon me, but actually you go to the right and left, and it's a very long park. Lots and lots of picnic tables on both sides of the road, lots of grills, big parties, lots of people. They do have commercial size dumpsters with bear protected handles on them. So there is ample area to put trash, but I don't understand why people are behaving like that. It was really, really gross. So anyway, if you head out there, and I think anywhere in the national park, and you must use the facility, like either go before you go out there, use nature the way it was intended to be. You didn't hear that from me, but those bathrooms were nasty. So it was gross. It was kind of like what I told you, that unfortunate story about when we went to Pisgah National Forest and the trash was just overflowing from the dumpster. Listen, I don't like garbage either. Like if I went there, I'm not going to be crazy about putting all that nasty stuff in a bag and taking it back to North Carolina with me. But if I have to do it because all the garbage is full, I'll do it. Or maybe if I get back into town and I stop at a gas station and it's not overflowing, because I don't want those gas station attendants to have to come out with the rubber gloves and pick up stuff at the ground, maybe I'll dispose of it there. But anyway, that was weird. That was kind of nasty, not nice, nasty. Let's see. We still try to catch up. We still have the extreme heat here. Not much to do outside. Better get it done early. Yeah. I remember when I lived in places that were super hot, like if you wanted to golf or do anything, you had to get up really early. Maybe it was Mingo Falls. It was gross. It was very gross. It was nasty, which was a shame, because if you watch the video, the park is the most beautiful part of nature, but it was disgusting. Humans can be disgusting, Mr. Mountain. I would think it would draw bears too. I would too. And I'm sure the bears visit after all the people leave, but they don't really, I don't think they close it. So it's open like really pretty late, like dark. I was married at Mingo Falls, tribal waterfalls in buckskin dress. Oh, and had Native American pottery and ceremony, married by tribal minister. That must have been incredible, Foxy Wolf. That's really awesome. That's really, really cool. I bet you that was a wonderful experience for the wedding. Big Daddy says people are animals. Yes. I bet that dog in the picture is probably cleaner than what I saw that day. Very cool. Very cool. I cannot deal with trashy people. Pun intended. Yes, I agree. Take care of the parks. I don't think I have to preach to anybody here, but like we should spread the word. Like just take care of our own stuff. Yes, it does sound wonderful. How beautiful. You must, everything you see. Thanks for sharing. Yes. The husband did not last, but those memories and pictures always will. Oh, okay. Well, still, that must have been that experience, that particular experience still must have been really wonderful. Really wonderful. Let me move along. Oh yeah. Here's a little bit of fun news. So the Golden Girls house, the show, the Golden Girls from back in the 80s, early 90s, sells for $1 million over ask. Well, guess how much $1 million over ask was? A mid-century modern house that appeared on the popular 1980s era sitcom The Golden Girls and is fully of original 1950s era details has swiftly sold for roughly $4 million, far above its original $2.999 million asking price. The listing agent said she was amazed by the intense level of interest in the roughly 3,000 square foot, 4-bedroom house, which is located in the Brentwood area of Los Angeles and been on the market only a couple weeks. Quote, I knew there were a lot of Golden Girls fans in the world, but I had no idea that there were this many. The property was used on the first season of the show to represent the home of the characters Blanche, Rose, and Dorothy and Sophia at 6151 Richmond Street, Miami, which no such address exists. For subsequent seasons, an exact replica of the house was built at Disney's Hollywood Studios. It was, and I've seen it. When I was a kid, there used to be something called the Backstage Lot Tour, and you could go back there, and they had like the saucer from, oh goodness, why am I drawing a blank? Flight of the Navigator, I believe, was what it was. They had the Golden Girls facade, the house. They had stuff from like Star Wars. They had a bunch of cool stuff. But so yes, the house was used as the facade. Then they did a rebuild of it. The listing generated lots of interest online, and photos of the home circulated globally, resulting in 20 offers in 14 days. After approximately 140 showings, the result is a bidding war among 9 people. The winners, a local family, are not particular fans of the show, but appreciated the house's architecture and location. Well, isn't that ironic? So somebody bid it up $1 million over, doesn't care about the Golden Girls show just because they like that house. Well, I tell you what, save your money, find another house that looked cool like that, mid-century modern, and save yourself a little bit of money. So that was either that or they were being coy and they were the biggest fans ever. Here's another one. The Brady Bunch house that represented the facade of it, that was also in California, sold for $3 million 2 years ago. And the highest bidder, some of you probably know this if you have satellite still, or it was HGTV. HGTV bought it. They got the original 6 Brady kids together, renovated the house to look identical, like thing for thing, furniture for furniture, of what the lot was, which was stage 5 at Paramount, where the Brady Bunch was filmed. And they basically recreated what the studio was, the house in the studio, in the real house itself. And there's like a 9-part series, I think, on HGTV that shows that, if you're into that kind of thing. You might wonder how I know those facts about the Brady Bunch. I don't know the Brady Bunch like the back of my hand. I just happened to watch something on TV last night about the history of the Brady Bunch because it was on my DVR, and I'm like, let me watch something different. So it was late at night and I watched it, and it goes hand in hand with this story. So a couple of iconic houses sell for mega bucks. You know, I think that's pretty cool. Yes, and I have seen the Golden Girls as well. Who hasn't? I remember my grandparents watching it when I was growing up, and of course it's syndicated, so I have seen that show over the years. So that is the news and notes for the week of August 24th, 2020. Let me get back to the comments here. Where did I leave off? Okay. The creeks and paths here are not that well known. We have yet to run into a few more people at a time. Oh, good. We want to say how much we respect you and how you do things. The balance of your family life, work, YouTube, and so on is not an easy thing to accomplish. I appreciate that. And I know you don't know me well other than through YouTube, but it is a true statement. But I do have to be sensitive to it. Like, you know, that's why I try to stay particularly organized about Mountain Man Monday, because I work all day, and then, you know, today I went to the grocery to try to help out, but then it does minimize, you know, some time with the family, you know, at certain times. So I try to involve them when I'm shooting video. In fact, I think I mentioned before, a lot of times when you see me on video, behind the video, unless it's on a tripod, that's usually one of my kids or my wife helping to film or something like that. And then of course, work, we all, you know, most of us work, you know, that's important. So yeah, it is. And so you know, it's like any hobby. Forget about it being YouTube for a moment. Let's say we were talking about golfing, or let's say we were talking about bodybuilding or playing softball or whatever it might be. You know, you do have to balance that when you have a family, especially young family, or just with everything in life. Balance is like one of those words that I don't think it's overused. It's a terrific word to have balance in life and not do too much in one area, I think is really good. Anyway, another long-winded. I really appreciate that, Dr. J. That's very, very kind of you, and a nice reflection to say back to me. That's really nice. They still show the reruns of the Golden Girls. Pretty funny show, unless you're talking about Brady Bunch. But yes, the Golden Girls. Here's another fun fact, because I've watched the behind the scenes about the Golden Girls. Bea Arthur, who played Dorothy, was actually had a very similar story to the dad, Robert Reed, on the Brady Bunch. Neither one of them liked being on their shows respectively. They were both what you would say stage or professional actors. They thought it was to, you know, slapstick and silly. I always found that confusing because you know what you're signing up for. You know what you're getting into. This, you know, sticky sweet family show in the Brady Bunch, or this silly, you know, retirement, four ladies living together. It wasn't, you know, Shakespeare. So I always found it odd that these people drew so much. They were difficult to work with, and it's documented because they didn't really enjoy it. So anyway, interesting fact. I don't know if it's a fun fact about the Golden Girls and the Brady Bunch. Interesting. Well said, our story. Yeah, thank you again for that. Didn't they do a TV show on the Brady House? Yes. Check out HGTV. Yes. Agree with you, our story, our show. Thank you again. You always seem to be helping out with cooking out and groceries, and not many men will do that. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. I heard that recently on another thing. Sharing is caring. Yeah, you got to do it. I'm no, you know, I don't have any limitations. I do whatever it takes. You know, there is always 10 times more to do than, you know, what can be done. In fact, the biggest premium these days is time. Like, just can't get enough of it. Like, the weekend got away from me and everything. So, yeah, it was, I try to do what I can, and my wife works very hard, you know, with the family and around and everything we do. We all, you know, we try to do our part and help out. Yes. Ted and Deborah Harrison said, focusing too much on one thing can ruin the other equally important aspects. Right. And I think that's where I've gotten a good stride with YouTube to be appropriate. Like, not overdoing, you know, right now, like if I edit a video, I don't take family time to do that. That's usually me late at night during the week. If I shoot a video, I like to involve the family. Mountain Man Monday is obviously just me. But that's okay. That's just a 1 hour thing. And you know what? Everybody in the family has hobbies. The kids have their own thing they like to do. And, you know, my wife and myself. So we all, you know, have those little bit of time. And I only do this for, you know, hour and a half each week. So it's pretty good. Mom says, I imagine he was pretty well raised. That's right, Mom. There you go. Compliment pitched your way on, keeping balance is very, very important. Which, by the way, check me out on the camera. Look at this. Doesn't it look like I have like short hair, everybody? Watch this. You see that? No, I'm not growing a mullet. I'm not growing a mullet. It just like, isn't that crazy? And once again, if you saw this here, I'm going to show you. Look at this. Look how long this hair is. I'm not trying to grow it long. I'm not trying to grow it long. It's just, you know, it is what it is. Oh my gosh, I messed up the camera again. You guys know. Oh, there we go. Focus. All right, cool. Our show, our story says, speaking of bounce, I need to get off here. Been great chatting. Before I get off, did you ever look up Prism Live? Prism? No, I did not look up Prism Live. I did somebody mention that before? I'll have to look it up. I did not. But you are right. It is probably about time to get off of here. Mr. Mom, Mount Mom, yes, he was. Well, I appreciate that, Faye. And his father. Yep, Dad. There were good women behind him that taught him well. Job well done. Oh, and then Mom says, and his father. Yes. Our show, our story. Yes, time. Good night, our show. You know what? I think that's a good time to probably exit stage left here anyway. Isn't that what they say? Like when things are done. I am not a professional actor. You know, I did sleep at a Holiday Inn. No, I didn't. I got a decent sleep. Laughing out loud. It is so long. Mullet, so funny. Let's see how long your hair grows. Yeah. You look like the guys in A Flock of Seagulls. I know that. I'm an 80s fan. Oh, sorry. Yes. Our show, our story. Prism Live. You did mention that. Is an app you go live via YouTube? Yeah. I did not look into that yet. I can. So, excuse me. Is that what you use, by the way? I will have to look into that. So if I want to do a live stream, right now I'm pretty happy with the one a week, but I have this idea about doing some mobile live streams. So that was a great suggestion, Dr. J, about Prism Live. I forgot about that. You did mention that. Thank you so much. All right. Mr. Mount Man's mom's leaving, so now the party starts. No, I'm just joking. I hope everybody enjoyed tonight. I certainly enjoyed having you all. I think it was a good success coming on earlier. I will do my best to continue to try to do that when I can. And if I can't and I roll around later, I know some of you will still be here. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys had a great time and enjoyed. I'm going to get back to eating the rest of my Cracker Jack box right here, and we'll have some fun with maybe going online and playing my little toy arcade game right here. So anyway, yes, let's go through. Have a great week, everyone. Bless those that are in harm's way. Yes, keep out of the storms. Works for us. We don't go live much anymore. Night, you all. Everyone have a safe and wonderful week. I hope everyone's out of harm's way. Good night to Faye. Good night to Big Daddy. Good night, Marvin Carlton. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. Larry, have a great week. It was fun hanging out. Ted and Deborah Harrison. We had people earlier. Smoky Mountain Hiker. Lily was here. Chad Lovelace, Tim Wheaton. Rita was around, Corgi Lover, and all the other great folks. Jennifer Rathbone, the reviewer, AZ Rock. You all have a wonderful night. Good evening. And until next time, this is Mr. Mountain Man saying, have a great night, everyone. Take care.